This is the Foy Jr. Show, where faith, truth, and courage come together. Join us as we explore life's deeper purpose and carry the torch of conviction. The show begins now.
Welcome. Welcome to the Foy Jr. Show. Thank you all for being here. You know the drill. Welcome to the Jesus Gym. Hit that subscribe button, and if you can, share this episode with one person. It's growing. You sharing it is helping. If you haven't, come on now, hit that share button. This one's been sitting on me. Let me ask you something. What are you going through right now? Something frustrating? Something confusing? Something that just doesn't make sense? Something you've been asking, why is this happening? Because I've been there. I've asked that question more times than I can count. Why this? Why now? And if I'm being honest, most of the time, I don't like the situation. I want out. I want it fixed, and I want it gone, and fast. But this week, I was reading John, and something hit me in John 3 that made me just stop for a moment and meditate. Jesus is talking about a man who was born blind, and the disciples asked him, who sinned? This man or his parents? They're trying to explain the problem, assign blame, and figure out why. And Jesus' answer, it makes my hair stand. Neither. This happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. Whew. Let that sit. This happened for a reason. No punishment, not random, not meaningless. Purpose. And that hits me. Because how many times in my life did I look at something and say, this is a problem, when God was saying, this is the platform? That's a shift. Because we live in a world that asks, why is this happening to me? But what if the better question is, what is God trying to do through me? That changes everything. Because now you're not a victim, you're a vessel. And that's hard sometimes. Because we want to go through, it hurts. It frustrates us. It stretches us. And that's what we want to focus on. Business struggles, relationship tension, financial pressure, health issues. And in those moments, we want relief, not purpose. But what if the very thing we're trying to escape is the thing God wants for us the most? To use us. That's uncomfortable. Because now you've got to sit with it differently. Look at it differently. Stop asking, how do I get out of this? And start asking, what is this building in me? What is this revealing? What is God revealing through me? Because I can look back at my life and see the moments I thought were setbacks. And now I realize they were setups. Moments I thought were breaking me were actually shaping me. I didn't see it at the time because I was too focused on the pain, not the purpose. And if I'm being honest again, I wasn't just focused on the pain. I was trying to get out of it, fix it, speed it up, move past it. I didn't want to sit on it. I didn't want to understand it. I didn't want to ask God what he was doing. I just wanted out. But now there's a shift. The Jesus Gym. You remember where I dropped the weight on my feet every day. But muscle memory. After everything we've been talking about, timing, intentionality, I see it differently. Because some of the things I was trying to escape were met or were not meant to be escaped. They were meant to be experienced. And that's uncomfortable. They were part of God's timing, not my convenience. And I miss that. And that's where discernment comes in. Because not everything that feels bad is actually bad. And not everything that looks like a problem is a problem. Sometimes it's preparation. And here's what I'm learning. God doesn't waste moments. We do. We rush through them, we resist them, and we fight them. Instead of asking, God, what are you doing right now? Because that man in John 9, he was blind his entire life. Think about that. His whole history led to one moment where God's power was revealed. Whew. And we would look at that day and say, that's not fair. But Jesus says, this happened for a reason. And I don't know what you're going through right now. But I know this, it's not random. There's something in it. Something's being built. Something's being revealed. Something's being prepared. And if you rush out of it, you might miss it. That's the part that gets me. Because I've done that. I do that. I've rushed the seasons, forced the outcomes, pushed past things. But now I realize God wasn't done yet. I wanted relief, but God was still working. I wanted answers, but God was still building something. I wanted out. But it wasn't time. It wasn't his time. And when you move before God is finished, you don't just lose peace. You lose what this season was trying to produce in you. I'm going to say that again. You don't lose peace. Just peace. You lose what this season was trying to produce in you. That's the cost. Peace and purpose is the cost. So before you rush, count the cost. Because timing isn't just about when something's happening. It's about what gets built while you're in it. And if you're cut that short, if you ignore it, you might miss the very thing God put there. So now, the shift for me is this. When something hits, I pause. And instead of saying, why is this happening? I have to remember, I have to slow down, and I have to ask, God, what are you doing through this? What do you want me to see? What do you want me to learn? What do you want to reveal? Buddy, don't rush this. Because purpose takes time. So let me leave you with this. What are you facing right now? What are you working on right now? What have you been calling a problem? Where have you been seeing the obstacles? What if it's not an obstacle? What if it's not a problem? What if it's a setup? What if it's the exact situation God wants to use? Because I tell you this, the greatest growth in my life didn't come from the easy seasons. It came from the hard ones. The ones I didn't understand, the ones I didn't want, the ones I tried to avoid. And now, I look back and realize those were the matters that mattered most. So, don't waste this one. Don't rush it. Don't fight it. Don't numb it. Lean into it. Ask better questions. And trust this. If God allowed it, he's going to use it. Be careful. Be aware. Be prayerful. Be intentional. Whenever you do, don't take the bait. God bless. We'll see you next week.
Do you love listening to the Buddy Foy Jr. Show and want to hear his thoughts and commentary as news breaks? You can. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Buddy Foy Jr. That's at Buddy Foy Jr. So you can watch his short video clips, enjoy pictures he posts, and read his tweets. But he also wants to hear from you on whether or not you agree or disagree with him, what topics are most important to you, and what guests you'd like him to schedule for his show. Email him anytime at buddyfoyjr@gmail.com. That's buddyfoyjr@gmail.com, and he'll read and reply to as many as he can. If you've been a guest at the Chateau on the Lake or the Chateau Anna Maria and want to buy a gift certificate or souvenir, visit the website and click Shop to buy shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and more. Remember to follow Buddy on Twitter and Instagram at Buddy Foy Jr. or email him at buddyfoyjr@gmail.com.